Right, we're out at David Olsen's house out here in Crown Ridge, and longtime clients of ours. Love our quality work. Just really good folks that we've had the opportunity to work for over the years, and we're kind of finishing up the project here. So we've already done all the windows, well, most of the windows with RBA back in the day, and we've done bits and pieces of the siding, so now we're back to finish all that up. And what that looks like here, the video is going to be super important because there are kind of it's sporadic areas. It's not like one whole side or the whole back. There's bits and pieces, so the video will be super important as far as figuring out our scope of work. So all but really this wall here is going to be overlaid like we did everywhere else. So this kind of rake wall up here we have not done. We've done this gable, we've done all these window boxes areas right here. We're using a colonial rough sawn. We are painting all soffit, and again there's a front porch ceiling and a rear porch ceiling, so we're going to paint those. And then we're doing a fascia overlay. We do have probably 5-6 places of rot that we have to be aware of, that we have to fix before we do the fascia overlay. But other than that, it's pretty straightforward. It's just, like I said, a lot of bits and pieces, so the video will be super important. So really on the side here, all we have is this upper kind of rake wall. That's going to need to be torn off. We'll put on a 7/16 inch OSB, Tyvek, and then we'll go back with, or it's actually a Hardie wrap, excuse me, and then we'll go back with our colonial rough sawn. Fascia overlay is pretty straightforward. Oops. Hold on. Just knocked off the sprinkler. There we go. So we have a little minor rot on this corner right here. And then it looks like potentially a little rot right here on this corner. And then basically as we come back around here, probably a little rot up in here as well. So the roof is fairly new, so we're kind of doing, especially with the drip edge, there's a metal drip cap and then a drip edge, and we just want to be real careful, only really replacing that 1x2 drip edge where we have to, because of the metal drip that's on there now. So that's kind of what this side looks like. Again, this gable's been done, this window box has been done on both sides. We're really just doing this rake wall right up here, wrapping the gable vent up top there in a 1x4 Hardie. And then coming around to the front here, again, you can see the soffit just needs to be painted. There's really no areas of the soffit that look like they're in really poor condition. Fascia definitely needs to be done, no question about that. So we have a little gable there. You can see the squirrels just going to town on the freeze board in each corner. So that freeze board will go away, will become Hardie 1x2 freeze, and that siding, we can overlay that little chunk as well. There is, and we'll look at this kind of on back, you can see a main chimney here and then another chimney right there. That's already been done in Hardie when they did the roof, so we're not doing anything to the rear chimney, not painting it, nothing. It's already been done, so we're good. Here underneath, we wrapped these columns already. Really look nice. There's 4 of them, so beautiful. We do need to paint the porch ceiling, and then all this under here is a really good candidate for overlay. So all the 1x4 trim will become Hardie trim around this front door. Obviously won't be doing any staining or anything painting on the front door. We'll wrap these 3 windows, and then we will paint this entry door. Okay, and then again, just the painting of the porch ceiling. So this beam here on the front, we can face that with Hardie. We don't need to wrap it entirely, but just face this beam with Hardie, and that'll be good to go. Paint the porch ceiling. David's going to take down all the gutter, so there is quite a bit of guttering up everywhere. He's going to take that down before we get here, and that's part of what he's doing. This area right here, soffit looks good, fascia, probably some rot behind there, behind the gutter. You can see they're kind of drip in and kind of water seeping in from the back, so not a great sign there. Probably very likely that we'll have to do some rot repair right up on this stretch right here.
That's pretty much what we got for under the front. Here we're doing a garage door wrap.
So we're going to paint the garage door for him too, but then we'll also, you can see, doesn't look like there's some rot over on this end, but not terrible. But wrapping this in Hardie is just going to make it look that much better, and also prevent any kind of maintenance down the road that may be needed from the rot. So over here, again, just massive amounts of fascia. Most of this siding over here we've already done, except for a little nook. So we'll look at that. This fascia's all good. This corner's all good. No rot really or anything there. And we overlaid all of this the last time. It was like that lap and gap siding. The only part we can is that kind of rake wall on the right side. So again, you can see here, this corner's definitely going to need some rot repair. The peak up there, maybe you can see it right there, is going to need some rot repair. This gable is getting replaced, or actually overlaid with Hardie, and then 1x4 trim around the gable vent, and then fascia, paint the soffit. Back here, we kind of get into the kind of critical areas in terms of knowing what we did and didn't do. So this we did, and we used, if I recall, I don't think this is a satin. It might be a satin or a semi-gloss, but we need to make sure we match the sheen of the paint. You can, I don't know if you can probably even see it in the video, is that it's definitely shiny, and David loves that because it's so much easier to clean. So whatever we used, whether it's satin or semi-gloss, we need to double that up on this project and make sure we use the right sheen paint. This wall that I'm looking at opposite us right now, that needs to be done. This wall needs to be done. Both windows need to be trimmed in Hardie 1x4. And there's that little area right up here that also needs to be done. Again, perfect candidate for overlay. And again, David will have all the gutters down by the time we get here. So I just noticed here. So I noticed this up front too, but see how there's a 1x4 behind the gutter? So we're probably gonna have to take that gutter off. Well, I mean, the gutter will come off. David's gonna do that. We're probably gonna have to take that 1x4 off and do our overlay on that, because that's on the same plane as the other fascia. So we just need to get rid of this 1x4, and then if we need something, if you need some sort of kick out or something to put gutters up, then we'll let the gutter people deal with that. But yeah, I noticed that behind the gutters is a 1x4. You see it over here too, and I saw it on the front. So it was just made to like kick it out a little bit, but we need to get rid of that to do our fascia overlay. So we will do that. This has been done. This wall's been done, so we're just looking at this facing wall and this wall right here that need to be done with the Hardie. That is both overlay, and then that little area up top right there that needs to be overlaid with Hardie. So we come around the back here. It's a great house. David really takes amazing care of the yard. You can see it's just a really nice spot here. This gutter will be down. Again, we have a 1x4 behind there, so we need to get rid of that 1x4 before we do our fascia overlay. I think these are the only windows we haven't done. These little funky guys up here. All the other windows have been done. So fascia overlay over here. All the fascia is good here. No rot, which is a good thing. Come back here, it gets a little complicated. Again, David will get rid of the gutter, paint all the soffit. We'll take care of that. This wall's been done. Kind of like we're doing on the front porch. We're just facing this. We're not wrapping the entire column or the beam. We're just facing the front edge. Back under here, and I'll have to ask him, we didn't talk about wrapping these posts like we did on the front, but we're for sure going to paint them, and I'll find out if we're going to wrap them. This wall, we stopped right in the corner right here. So everything this way needs to be done. So all this area up here, all the area with the glass block, and then further along that back wall. Porch ceiling all needs to be painted. Up here it's like 16 by 11, so we need to paint all of that. And then all these are the really nice Anderson French doors we did. And then 4 windows on each side. 2 on each side. Those all need to be wrapped in Hardie. We will paint this door. This door we've already painted. We've serviced it a couple times. But this door we have not. So this door we will paint. We'll 1x4 wrap that door, and then all of this wall will be Hardie plank. And again, a great candidate for overlay because it's kind of that lap and gap siding. So we'll do that here. Then we just continue along the back here, little tiny gable up top. All these security lights, we'll have to remove and reinstall those to paint the soffit. But all of this again is there's no rot behind here. We're good to go back there. So all this area is just an overlay candidate all the way down here. So it looks like there's some paint cracking back there, but it doesn't appear to be any kind of actual rot in the board. So, and that's where we start, or stop actually, and kind of start over here. There's a chimney up top. You can see it's already Hardie, and Dave said we don't need to do anything with that. So we're just leaving that alone. This corner is really bad. So I notated on the map all the corners that we have some rot. This corner, actually the 1x2 drip is actually rotten as well. So we're gonna have to replace that as well. So that'll have to be taken care of when we do the fascia, before we do the fascia. So that's pretty much what we got. Like I said, just kind of some different start-stop points. We're finishing up just some of the areas we didn't get to on the last couple phases, but really look forward to taking great care of David again, and you know, really giving him a great experience once again. So thanks, David. Enjoyed seeing you, and we look forward to working with you once again.